Hi there and welcome to Move With Me. Today we're going to do a nice relaxing stretching and mobility session for the area around your pelvis. So really good if you've got pelvic pain or pelvic floor problems to pay attention to this area and work through some of these movements with me. Just as a reminder, this is not medical advice and doesn't replace any assessment or specific instructions from your healthcare provider. If you need medical clearance, please do so before starting any new training program. You're going to start by lying on your back with one hand on your chest, one hand on your abdomen, and as you breathe in, you're going to try and send the air to your bottom hand, feeling the gentle rise of your tummy as you breathe in and lowering as you breathe out. Do a couple of breaths like that and then change your hands to the lower rib cage. And then again, try and send the air where your hands are to that lower rib cage, feeling how it expands when you breathe in and how it lowers when you breathe out. For each of the movements, you can use this type of breathing to get a really deep stretch and a nice relaxation in the specific stretching movement. You're going to start by lifting one leg up towards your chest. Hold below your knee, so on the back of your thigh, and pull it towards your shoulder, and just feel the muscles relax and deepen to your shoulder. You can then straighten your knee or straighten as far as is comfortable. Shift your hands if you need to, and again, feel the stretch and just feel a nice comfortable movement. It shouldn't be painful. To add a little bit of stretching, you can move your foot up and down to feel more of a stretch behind the knee, somewhere in the calf muscle, down to the ankle, or even in the bum or the back. Relax the leg back down and then roll your side over the other side. You can look towards the opposite side from where you've rolled and just take a couple of deep breaths in this position. Return to the center, lift the other leg and stretch towards your shoulder. Again, just feeling a nice comfortable movement. Breathing in and out as you hold the stretch. When you're ready, you can straighten the leg out as far as is comfortable. It shouldn't be painful, just a gentle stretch. And when you're ready, you can add your foot or your ankle movement. When you add your ankle movement, you will feel a deeper stretch behind the leg. So either behind the knee, bum, down to the ankle, or even in the back. Do gentle movements with your ankle up and down 10 times. And then relax your leg back down into the bent position and rotate over the other side. Face away from the side where you've rotated towards and do a couple of deep breaths in, holding this position. You may feel a stretch somewhere along your inner arm in this position, or even into your abdomen. It's all working where your body needs it to work. Return to the center, bend your legs, and then relax your knees out, going into the open book position. Bring your arms with your hands above your head and just stay in this position, gently breathing in and breathing out for a couple of breaths, relaxing and feeling your body becoming heavy onto the surface where you're lying on. Then return your legs back up and walk your feet out, keeping your knees together. Again, feel where in your body you feel this movement, and just allow your legs to be as heavy as they need to be to give a gentle stretch. Bring your arms down. And then you're going to move one leg at a time, keeping the foot out to the side and moving the knee out and back in like a windscreen wiper. So alternate between the left and the right a couple of times on each side to get a nice rotation throughout your hip. Return your feet and pull your knees up towards your chest, both of them together this time. Hold the stretch and rotate your neck nice and slowly from the left to the right, doing a full rotation as far as is comfortable for you in this position, slowly moving from the left to the right and back to the center each time. If you've got any dizziness, then keep your head in the center instead of doing the rotations. Once you're done, lower your legs and bring your hands up about 90 degrees and move both legs into a rotation to stretch that side. You can deepen the stretch by straightening the leg and reach even further by lowering the leg forward to feel a deeper stretch if you want to. If that's too deep, you can keep the knees bent and on top of each other. Return to the center, and then you're going to go to the opposite side doing the same movement. Knees bent. If you want a deeper stretch, straighten your leg, and then you can reach further forward, lowering that leg down if you need to. In this position, focus on where your breathing is happening, trying to send the air as low as you can into that ribcage and abdominal area. After this, you can return to the center. Lift one leg, rotate the knee out, and lower the leg. Lift the leg back up, rotate the knee back, and lower the leg. So you're going to go through a nice hip range, going into that outer rotation and hip lifting movement to get that hip just moving through a little bit more of the joint than we often get it to move. Just do 3 of each on each side, or if you feel you need to do one side a little bit more, you can do some more on the side that feels a little bit more stiff. Straighten your legs, reach your arms up above your head, and focus on your breathing. Remember that we want a gentle rise of the belly as you're breathing in, trying to send that air to the outer rib cage. Get a nice deep breath in, and then as you're breathing out, the belly will lower back and your chest will lower back. After a couple of those, you're going to turn onto your tummy. Bend your knee on one side as far as you can, and you might get a bit of hamstring cramping in this position, but you want to pull that leg up and keep it there for 3 to 5 seconds. Then return to have your knee at about 90 degrees and move your foot and lower leg in and out, rotating at the hip. So try and move through the full range that's available to you in your hip. It might not be as much as you'd like it to be, but just move it through wherever the range is comfortable for you. Focus on that turning movement, doing it nice and slowly, and just feel what you feel in your body. Straighten your leg and then bend the other side as far as you can and hold it there for 3 to 5 seconds. After that, you're going to keep your knee at a 90-degree angle and turn the lower leg out and in, moving from the hip into rotation towards the outside as well as the inside. This might cause a little bit of a lift in the pelvis, and that's okay because we want a little bit of movement through that lower part of the pelvis and the hip in this movement. After you're done, relax your leg and pop yourself up onto your elbows. So you're going to be in a swings position here. You're going to lift your head, looking up, breathe in this position, and as you breathe out, lower your head and stretch the back of your neck. Breathe in and lift up, and breathe out and look down. Breathe in and lift up, and breathe out and look down. So just feel a nice gentle curve happening in your neck. Then you're going to push up with your hands a little bit closer towards your shoulders into a higher lift where your lower back is doing a lift. You're going to breathe in when you're at the top, and then breathe out as you move down. Go through the movement, deep breath in as you're at the top, and breathe out as you lower down. Deep breath in when you're at the top, just focusing on nice gentle movements. Don't have to go too fast, just whatever pace is comfortable for you. Going to push up onto your hands and knees. So you're going to be in your 4-point kneeling position. Then you want to thread your one arm through the bottom of your body, rotating your body, and keep going until your head touches the ground. Stay in that position and just focus on your breathing while you're there. Change sides after about 3 to 5 breaths, and just do the same movement on the other side. Focus on what you're feeling in that middle part of your back especially. You're going to return to 4-point kneeling and then push your upper part of your chest away from the ground and then curl into your C curl wave. Then you're going to let go, and you're going to let your upper part of your body go down lower and then curve and look up the other way. Continue with that moving, pushing up and away, curling, lowering down, and curling, looking up. Pushing up and away, and curl. And lower back down from your chest, and curl the other way. So nice full spinal mobility movement there. Then you're going to wag the bottom part of your body, so like a dog would wag its tail. If you had a really big tail, wagging it slowly from side to side. Focus on the bend that happens between the rib cage and the hips. And then you're going to circle, leaning a little bit over to the one side, pushing back, and circle, leaning over to the other side and pushing back. Then you're going to tuck your toes in, and you're going to sit back and give yourself a good stretch through your feet. Look down a little bit so that you stretch that line, and start gently moving forward and maintain that position. Once you're ready, you can lower your feet back and sit back down, and that will give you a bit of a deeper stretch towards your lower back and pelvis. You can move your hands over to one side and spend some time doing deep breaths in on that side. Focus on where you're sending your breath as you're doing that position. Then moving over to the other side, and deep breaths in and out in that position. Then you're going to come back to your resting child position, and then bring your arms back and roll into a little ball, and just feel how safe you feel being in this position, as close as you can be to the ground in that fetal position. Deep breaths in and out.